You've got skills, you just started your business, you have an offer, and now you're ready to make money doing what you love. But there's just one problem. You don't have clients. And the whole getting clients thing, it just feels intimidating and overwhelming. And you're not sure where to start. You don't have a big audience and you're unsure if you need a website, a branding kit, or paid ads. I get it. I was there too. But I learned that it doesn't have to be complicated. You don't need thousands of followers. You can actually get your first clients and start making money tomorrow. And in today's video, I will show you exactly how to do that. Hi, I'm Jasmine. I've been in marketing for over 12 years and I've run my own marketing agency now for half a decade, helping entrepreneurs and service providers build client-getting machines. I've worked with clients in 20 different industries, selling anything from digital courses to landscaping, coaching programs, real estate, roofing, and much, much more. And I've learned that client acquisition, no matter in which industry, is a skill. And just like any other skill, it's something that you can learn, master, and repeat. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to get your first clients, even if you have 0 followers, 0 experience, and 0 money to spend on marketing. This video is part of my ultimate free business course where I show you how to start a business from scratch and get your first clients. In the last 2 videos, we talked about how to find the right business for you, even if you have no idea what you want to do yet, and how to actually position your offer in the right way so you stand out in a saturated market and have consumers pick you over all of your competitors. So if you haven't seen these videos yet, make sure to check them out. I will include the link in the description below. There's many more videos to come in this free business course series, all showing you how to market your offer and start getting your first paid clients. So make sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon so you never miss an upload. If I could go back in time and give myself one piece of advice, it would be this: followers are not customers. In the beginning, I spent so much time creating content, trying to build an audience, designing perfect graphics, curating my Instagram grid, and waiting for people to come to me. And all I got was likes from my best friends and comments from my family. Here's the truth. When you're starting out, content is not what gets you paying clients. And if you don't have a big audience or social proof yet, that strategy is going to feel like shouting into the void. Today, I'm going to walk you through what actually works to get your first clients, even if you have 0 followers and no budget. By the end of this video, you will know exactly why organic social media content is the wrong place to start when you need paying clients, and the 2 simple strategies that you can use to get clients without needing a single follower, and how to actually land your first sales even if you have no portfolio or no testimonials. This is the video that gets your business off the ground and into motion. So grab your favorite latte, I've got my matcha right here, settle in, get cozy, and let's dive in. All right, here's the thing. Social media has changed. It's not 2016 anymore. Meta does not push organic content like they used to. They want you to pay to get eyeballs and attention, right? You will notice this. When you click on a friend's profile now on Facebook, you don't just see their own posts, you see ads in between their content. Right when you watch a reel, it now stops halfway through and shows you an ad. They're literally running out of space to show you ads. So they're squeezing them in everywhere. Things are always changing in the digital landscape. I know a lot of people who used to only rely on selling on social media and all of their revenue came from organic content that now come to us complaining about how their sales are going down and their reach is dropping and they are now desperate. It is never a good idea to put all your eggs into one basket and only rely on one platform or only rely on organic content for client acquisition. Unless you already have a big engaged audience made up of your ideal clients, posting on social media is not going to bring you your first paying customers. That doesn't mean that content is useless, right? It just means content is a long-term game. It helps you build a brand and a community and trust over time. But in the beginning, you don't have a brand. In the beginning, no one knows about you. Putting all of your time and effort into your logo and aesthetic will not get you clients. It's a waste of time and money. What you need in the beginning is cash flow. And cash flow does not come from likes, it comes from sales. I always say that paid ads are like walking into your nearest shopping mall, standing on the table and shouting, "Does anyone here need what I offer?" That's essentially what you're doing with paid ads. You're getting direct attention from your ideal clients. And cold outreach, it's the same there. You're not waiting around to be discovered, right? You're putting yourself out there on purpose in front of your ideal clients. That's what helps you get sales fast. When you're just starting out, you have 2 options. You either pay with capital, with money, or you pay with human capital, with your time. And you get to decide which one you're going to use first. It really depends on your individual situation. If you have more time, but not a lot of money, do cold outreach. If you have some capital, but not much time, you can run paid ads. Both work. And I will break them down today so that you understand the pros and cons of each And in the next 2 videos, I will walk you through exactly how to use each strategy in depth. So make sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon so you don't miss the next 2 videos where I'm going to show you exactly how to run paid ads in depth and how to do cold outreach, depending on which strategy you want to choose. There's a lot of talk online about how cold outreach doesn't work anymore. And honestly, that's just not true. A lot of 7-figure businesses purely rely on cold calling and cold emails to get clients. It works. In fact, cold outreach is actually how we hit our first 10K months 2 years ago. Not content, not reels, not going viral, just good old-fashioned direct communication. But here's the thing, most people do it wrong. Cold outreach works if you know exactly how to do it right. And the reason why most people say it doesn't work is because they did what everyone else does. They sent a boring message, all talking about themselves and their business and their offer. They followed some guru's advice or bought a template, and they sounded like everyone else. That doesn't work. What you need to do is personalize cold outreach. And I will break this down in the next video, but just to give you a quick overview of the strategy, here's what you need to do. You need to record a short 2 to 3 minute personalized video for each prospect. You need to speak directly to their problems and to their goals, and please don't pitch immediately. You need to offer free value first and build a real connection. If you want to stand out and get a reply, you need to do something different. And in a world that is now more and more ruled by AI, having a human touch point and emphasizing real connection is what stands out. And it's also what people really crave nowadays. There are some things that AI absolutely is helpful for and can really help you to automate and save a lot of time. But when it comes to personal outreach, don't rely on AI. Put the effort in yourself because you will see it pay off. Now, there's a lot of noise as well about how paid ads are too expensive or too complicated or only work for big businesses. But the truth is that ads are the fastest and most scalable way to grow your business if you know how to use them right. If you have some budget to invest, running ads allows you to get in front of your exact ideal clients, not just a handful, but thousands or even millions of them. You're not waiting to be discovered, right? You're not waiting around. You're actually buying attention, you're buying data, you're buying speed. And that's the real power of ads. You can test multiple angles fast, you can get immediate feedback on what works and what doesn't work, and you can scale what's working very quickly without relying on the algorithm or burning out on content. You will hear some business owners proudly say, I've never spent a cent on advertising. But honestly, that's not something to brag about. This idea that a good product will just sell itself is really outdated. Sure, you can grow through referrals and word of mouth, and yes, you might even be able to hit 7 figures that way. But there's a glass ceiling, right? If you want to scale to multi-7 or even 8 figures and beyond, you need to build a real business with momentum and consistency. You need to invest in advertising. Referrals are great, but they're inconsistent. You never know when or where your next client is going to come from. But ads give you control. They let you keep your sales pipeline full. They create predictable revenue, and ultimately you're going to sleep better at night knowing that new leads are coming in every single day. Investing in ads isn't risky if you know how to do it right. Not investing in advertising is what's actually risky. Especially in the beginning, ads are the fastest way to grow and start generating revenue. Quickly and consistency. Because ads give you the fastest feedback loop. So you can see what works and what doesn't. You can fail faster, you can iterate quicker, and you can ultimately succeed much, much faster. And in another video, I will walk you through exactly how to set up your first ad campaigns without wasting money or getting overwhelmed. Now, you might be thinking, but I have no testimonials. I've never sold this before. I don't have a portfolio. That's okay. You can still start with any of these 2 strategies. If you're launching something completely new, like a coaching program or a service in a new niche, and you don't have case studies yet, you just need to position it differently, like we talked about in the last video. You can either offer a beta version at a lower price and clearly explain that it's a test group in exchange for feedback and testimonials, or you can charge full price and add a conditional money back guarantee. But here's what I don't want you to do. Please do not work for free. This is a dangerous advice that I see a lot of people give. It doesn't work. You always need commitment from someone. Trust me, we've had free offers in the past where people didn't have to commit upfront, and guess what? No one actually followed through. People always need to be invested and have some skin in the game. Otherwise, there's simply no motivation for them to actually show up and follow through and use your product or your service, right? There's research on this as well, where they found that price plays a huge role in how a product or service is being consumed. Higher prices are more sticky and lead to more consumption, because when people invest more, they feel a stronger need to get their money's worth, right? When you've invested more into a product or service, you value it more naturally. The more a purchase stings, the more you're going to commit to using the product or service. Higher consumption also means higher sales. Research shows that health club members who work out 4 times a week are much more likely to renew their memberships than those who work out just once a week. So pricing influences consumption, and consumption directly affects customer retention. As competition grows and customer acquisition costs rise, you need to make sure that your customers are actually using your products and services. So don't underprice out of fear, price with intention. So even if you ultimately want to start charging high ticket prices, so anything 2K or above, but you initially charge, let's say $200 to $500 for your beta offer, that's still going to get commitment from your clients, right? Because although it's not a huge amount, it's also not a small amount that people would be okay with wasting. Of course, this also heavily depends on your market and your demographic, but most people will not want to waste $200 or $300, right? So you can either go down that route, or you can choose to charge high tickets straight away, but attach a money back guarantee to it. It really just depends on your individual situation and what you're comfortable with, what your services are, and if you already have substantial previous experience in that field or not. But let's get one thing straight. When I say you can start without testimonials, I don't mean you should pretend to be an expert in something that you just Googled or just learned about in one course that you took, right? There are way too many people selling services that have no business offering them. They take one course and suddenly they're selling marketing or mindset coaching or business coaching. That's how people get burned, and it gives the whole industry a bad name, in any industry, no matter what industry you're in. What I mean is that if you have genuine skills and past experience and you're applying those skills to a new offer or a new niche, that's totally valid. For example, if you have years of experience working in corporate as a marketer and then you want to use your skills to start offering your marketing services, but you're going after a market that you haven't worked with before. So you have no substantial experience in this particular market, but what you have are skills and years of experience in other markets, right? You don't need to wait around until everything's perfect. Just be transparent about where you're at and don't lie to anyone. So here's your takeaway. Don't rely on social media to get your first clients. Don't spend all of your time designing content. Focus on client acquisition, not vanity metrics. You have two paths, either cold outreach if you have more time and less money, or paid ads if you have more money and less time. If you're not sure whether to start with cold outreach or paid ads, or you just want a step-by-step checklist to feel ready and confident for the next steps, I have made you a free Notion template to help you out. It takes you through a short quiz to help you pinpoint which strategy is best for you and to prep you for either option so you can get familiar with what's involved until next week when my next video drops. You can grab that template for free using the link in the description below. And I will see you in the next two videos where I will break down each strategy in detail and in depth. So next week will be all about cold outreach, and the week after we'll cover paid ads. So make sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon so you don't miss these videos and you stay tuned.